I want to play this clip, get some precepts, and Lord will you brothers and you sisters are edified.
It's great to have you with us here as we start another week together, and we begin tonight with that news from the CDC and perhaps a first glimpse of life as we inch closer to the other side of this. The CDC now issuing new guidance for people who are fully vaccinated, easing some of the restrictions that we've all been living with for the past year now. Today, the director of the CDC, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, calling it an important first step, but also issuing a warning that we remain in the midst of a serious pandemic with the virus still rampant, with variants here in the U.S., and with millions, of course, still unvaccinated. But tonight, the numbers are slowly going up. Look at this. 59,945,000 adults have received at least one dose. That's more than 23% of all adults in the country. And tonight, the CDC now saying 2 weeks after being fully vaccinated that people can gather indoors in small groups with others who are fully vaccinated without masks or social distancing. And if grandparents are vaccinated, they can visit and hug family members who are not vaccinated as long as no one is high risk in the family. But with so many still unvaccinated and fatigue setting in, the crowds over the weekend from Fort Lauderdale to images coming in from Daytona, authorities are warning that we've come this far to remain vigilant. Dr. Jha standing by with your questions answered tonight, but we're going to begin here with ABC's Victor Oquendo from Miami tonight.
Tonight, that long-awaited roadmap for millions of Americans now getting the vaccine.
With more and more people getting vaccinated each day, we are starting to turn a corner.
New CDC guidelines say 2 weeks after a final dose, fully vaccinated people can gather indoors in small groups without masks or social distancing. Those who are vaccinated can also gather with another unvaccinated household without masks, as long as the unvaccinated group is at low risk for serious illness.
If grandparents have been vaccinated, they can visit their daughter and her family, even if they have not been vaccinated, so long as the daughter and her family are not at risk for severe disease.
In Miami, Minerva Rodriguez just got her first dose and can't wait to see her grandchildren again, but she's going to play it safe by these new guidelines.
Better to follow the rules than not to follow the rules. Look what happens every time people don't follow the rules. Things go up. The cases go up, the hospitals get crowded.
The CDC now says vaccinated people like Minerva should still wear masks and practice social distancing in public. Sisters Adrienne Jackson and Monica Kuumba just got their first shots today. Monica hasn't seen her daughter in over a year.
Yeah, so that's one of the first things on the list.
The CDC saying vaccinated grandparents can visit healthy family nearby, but is still urging vaccinated people to avoid non-essential travel, like a flight to see grandchildren or a family trip.
Every time that there's a surge in travel, we have a surge in cases in this country.
Americans eager to restart their lives, but tonight, new warnings after scenes like this. One expert calling it a perfect storm. Spring breakers descending on beaches and bars in Florida, where the UK variant is accelerating. In Daytona, hundreds of motorcycles rumbling in for Bike Week, and in Atlanta, crowds celebrating the NBA All-Star Game. This as more states lift restrictions and drop mask mandates. Texas just the latest.
We can see the light at the end of the tunnel because we've spent a year battling, trying to survive, underwater, suffocating, wondering, do I close it? Do I keep it open?
But today, essential workers protesting the lifting of the mask mandate, saying their lives are being put at risk.
The answer is vaccinate. Vaccinate first.
The director of the CDC says that for now, they are really trying to restrain travel. Dr. Walensky calling this a first step, and she hopes that as more Americans get vaccinated, there'll be more guidance with more science behind what vaccinated people can do, possibly including travel. David?
Victor Oquendo at one of those vaccination sites right there in Miami. Victor, thank you.
So, as we can